Welcome everyone. This is arithmetic progression in front of us, and the question reads: the sum of the second and the seventh term of an arithmetic progression is 90. If the difference between the fifth and the third term is 12, determine the common difference, the first term, the 38th term, the sum of the first 14 terms. Solution: it says the sum of the second and the seventh term of an arithmetic progression is 90. That is, T2 plus T7 is equal to 90. The other information that we have is that the difference between the fifth term and the third term is equal to 12. Okay? So with these two information, we should be able to answer the questions that are asked. Now, using this expression, T2 plus T7 is equal to 90. We know that T2 is A plus D, right? Because if we want to find the number of terms, which is equal to A plus n minus 1 times the difference, T2 will be A plus n is going to be 2 minus 1 times the difference. Therefore, T2 will be A plus 2 minus 1 is 1, so 1 times D is D. So you see, T2 is equal to A plus D. So I'm substituting. Instead of writing T2, I will write A plus D. Okay? So that is for T2 plus what is going to be for T7. For T7, if I use T sub n is equal to A plus n minus 1 times the difference, T7 will be A plus n will be 7 minus 1 times the difference. So that will be A plus 6D. Okay? So it means for T7, I can substitute A plus 6D. Okay? So T7 is A plus 6D. This will be equal to 90. Okay. So that is A plus D plus A plus 6D is equal to 90. So A plus A is 2A. D plus 6D is 7D. This is equal to 90. So we can call this equation 1. Okay? All right. So using this information that we have here, T5 minus T3 is equal to 12. Again, if we use T sub n is equal to A plus n minus 1 times the difference, T5 will be equal to A plus n will be 5 minus 1 times the difference. So that will be A plus 4D. Okay? So T5 is A plus 4D. We have that. Minus, so still using T sub n is equal to A plus n minus 1 times the difference. If I want to find T3, that will be A plus 3 minus 1 times the difference. So that will be A plus 2D. So in the place of T3, I will substitute A plus 2D. So this is equal to 12. All right. Moving on, if I should expand this bracket, I will have A plus 4D. So minus times A is going to be minus A. Minus times plus 2D will be minus 2D. This is equal to 12. So this positive A will cancel this negative A. We will have 4D minus 2D is equal to 12. So 4D minus 2D is going to be 2D is equal to 12. To find D, we divide both sides by 2. So therefore D is equal to 6. Okay, now with D being 6, I'm going to use equation 1 to be able to find A. So using equation 1, what is equation 1? 2A plus 7D equals to 90. 2A plus 7D is equal to 90. So that will be 2A plus 7 into D is 6. This is equal to 90. 2A plus 7 times 6 is 42. This equals to 90. So 2A is equal to 90 minus 42. 2A is going to be equal to 48. To find A, I will divide both sides by 2. So therefore, A is equal to 24. Okay, so that is the value for A, and we know the value of D. So let's go and answer the question. Question 1 is asking us to find the common difference. We are able to find that. So let us give this as 1. What is question 2? The first term, we are able to have that one also. So this is the answer for question 2. Now we'll be moving to question 3. Okay, so question 3, using T sub n is equal to A plus n minus 1 times the difference. So the 38 term T38 will be A is 24 plus n is going to be 38 minus 1 times the difference is 6. That will be 24 plus 37 times 6. So that is 24 plus 37 times 6 is 222. So what is 24 plus 222? That is going to be 246. Okay, moving on to the fourth question. It says the sum of the first 14 terms. Okay, the fourth question is asking us the sum of the first 14 terms. So we know that using S sub n is equal to n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 times the difference. The sum of the first 14 terms will be 14 over 2 into 2 times a is 24 plus n is going to be 14 minus 1 times the difference is 6. So that will be 14 divided by 2 is 7 into 2 times 24 is 48 plus 14 minus 1 is 13. So that will be 13 times 6. We're going to have 7 into 48 plus what is 13 times 6? 13 times 6 is 78. So we're going to have 7 into 48 plus 78 is 126. So what is 7 times 126? That is 882. Okay, and that answers the question. Okay, the next question here we have is, as I read, the difference between the 9th and the 4th term of an arithmetic progression is 35. Okay, if the 7th term is 4 less than twice the 3rd term, determine the common difference, the first term, the 11th term, the sum of the first 8 terms. Solution. Let's take the first information. It says the difference between the 9th and the 4th term of an arithmetic progression is 35. So that is the 9th term minus the 4th term is equal to 35. That is what difference means. Okay, and it says if the 7th term is 4 less than twice the 3rd term. So twice the 3rd term will be 2 times the 3rd term. but it says 4 less than that, so that will be minus 4. Okay, so which means this is the expression that we have. Okay, the difference between the 9th term and the 4th term is 35. The 7th term is 4 less than twice the 3rd term. So this is how you're going to build up the equation. 4 less than twice the 3rd term means twice the 3rd term minus 4. Okay, I know that could appear a bit confusing, so that is it. 4 less means whatever that is, it has to be minus 4. Okay, so for this expression that we have here, if I have t sub n is equal to a plus n minus 1 times the difference, the 9th term will be a plus n will be 9 minus 1 times the difference. So that will be a plus 8d. So the 9th term is a plus 8d, right? Okay, so let's write that for the 9th term is a plus 8d. So that is minus, for the 4th term, using t sub n equals to a plus n minus 1 times the difference. So for the 4th term, that will be t4 is equal to a plus 4 minus 1 times the difference. That will be a plus 3d, right? So that is what I'm going to write for the place of the 4th term, is a plus 3d. So this is equal to 35. So if I should expand this bracket, we're going to have a plus 8d minus times a is minus a, minus times positive 3d will be minus 3d. Okay, this is equal to 35. Whenever you have a negative, always be careful. Okay, so positive a will cancel negative a. We're going to have 8d minus 3d is equal to 35. 8 minus 3 is 5, so that will be 5d equals to 35. To find d, we divide both sides by 5. Okay, so d will be 35 divided by 5 is 7. So the common difference is 7. Okay, now if we use this other expression, t7 is equal to 2t3 minus 4. T7 is equal to 2t3 minus 4. What is t7? Using t sub n is equal to a plus n minus 1 times the difference. T7 will be a plus 7 minus 1 times the difference. So that will be a plus 6d, right? That is what we're going to have for the place of t7. All right, so let's try to write that. T7 is a plus 6d. So this is equal to 2 into what is t3. If we use t sub n is equal to a plus n minus 1 times the difference, t3 will be a plus 3 minus 1 times the difference. So that will be a plus 2d. Okay, so that is what I'm going to write for the place of t3. It is a plus 2d. Okay, so we have that, and let us not forget the minus 4. All right, so this is it. If we expand this, we're going to have a plus 6d is equal to 2 times a is 2a plus 2 times 2d is 4d, then minus 4. You see that? Okay, so if we substitute the value of d, because we already know that d is 7, we're going to have a plus 6 into 7 is equal to 2a plus 4 into 7 minus 4. So we're going to have a plus 6 times 7 is 42. This is equal to 2a plus 4 times 7 is 28 minus 4. So that is a plus 42 is equal to 2a 28 minus 4 is going to be 24, right? Okay, so if we collect like terms, we're going to have a minus 2a is equal to 24 minus 42. So a minus 2a is minus a is equal to 24 minus 42 is going to be minus 18. Okay, so negative will cancel negative, therefore a will be 18. As you can see, so we have answered, we have been able to find question 1. So this is the answer for question 1. It asks us the common difference, so we can say this is 1. For question 2, it says we find a, so we can say this is the answer for 2. The third question is asking us to find the 11th term. Okay, the third question is asking us the 11th term. Using t sub n is equal to a plus n minus 1 times the difference. So the 11th term will be a is 18 plus n will be 11 minus 1 times the difference that we have is 7. Okay, so we're going to have 18 plus 11 minus 1 is 10, so that will be 10 times 7. So that's going to be 18 plus 10 times 7 is 70. So 18 plus 70 is 88. So the 11th term is 88. Moving on to the fourth question, it says the sum of the first 8 terms. The sum of the first 8 terms. Okay, so using s sub n is equal to n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 times the difference. The sum of the first 8 terms will be 8 over 2. N will be 8, right? Into 2 times a is 18 plus n will be 8 minus 1 times the difference is 7. So 8 divided by 2 is 4 into 2 times 18 is 36 plus 8 minus 1 is 7. So that is going to be multiplied by 7. We're going to have 4 into 36 plus 7 times 7 is 49. So that will be 4 into 36 plus 49 is 85. So 4 times 85 is 340. Okay, so that is the answer for the fourth question. Moving on to our next question. Okay, so this is our next question. It reads, an arithmetic progression is defined as 15, P, Q, 42, and it continues. Determine the value of P and Q, the common difference, the 10th term, the sum of the first 10 terms. So to be able to solve this problem, you should be able to understand the concept of arithmetic mean. Okay, so let's just try to form any AP. Okay, let's say we have 8, then let's say the common difference is 6. Okay, so if you add 6 to 8, you will have 14. If you add 6 to 14, you will have 20. If you add 6 to 20, you will have 26. So this is a standard AP, right? Now let's try to call them first term, second term, third term, the fourth term. There is something that is true for all AP. The term that you have in the middle, twice of it will give you the sum of the previous and the successive term. So that is 2 times T2 will give you T1 plus T3. And if we consider T3 to be in the middle, it means that 2 times T3 will be equal to T2 plus T4. Do you understand that? So if you have 2 times T2 is equal to T1 plus T3, by dividing both sides by 2, you will be able to have T2, right? So T2 is equal to T1 plus T3 divided by 2. And this is what we call the arithmetic mean. Okay? This is what we call the arithmetic mean. So just try to see whether the mean of T1 and T3 will give you 2. Okay? T1 is 8 plus T3 is 20. If you add that, you have 28. So if you divide that by 2, you see you'll be able to have 14, which is now going to be the T2. So what about T3? If we have this, 2 times T3 is equal to T2 plus T4. To find T3, you divide both sides by 2. So it means T3 will be equal to the mean of T2 and T4. That is T2 plus T4 over 2. So just try to see whether you will have that. Okay, T2 is 14 plus T4 is 26. That will be 40. Divide by 2, you will have 20. So you see that? So we're going to use the concept of arithmetic mean to be able to get the answer in this question. So moving on, we will use that concept to answer this problem. So if we have 15, P, Q, and 42, this is the first term, this is the second term, this is the third term, this is the fourth term. Okay, so we want to use the concept of arithmetic mean to solve this problem. So that is to say, for T2 that is in between T1 and T3, it means twice T2 is equal to T1 plus T3. Okay, and what is T2? T2 is P. So we're going to say twice P is equal to T1 is 15 plus T3 is Q. So this, if we want, we can leave it like this, can be equation 1. Okay, and if we are considering Q as the middle term between T2 and T4, it means twice of it, that is twice T3, is going to be equal to T2 plus T4. So that will be 2, T3 is Q. So that will be 2Q is equal to T2 is P plus T4 is 42. So with this, we can call this equation 2. Is that clear? So using equation 1, equation 1 is 2P is equal to 15 plus Q. We can say 2P minus Q is equal to 15, right? Okay, so we can keep this, and using equation 2, what is equation 2? Equation 2 is 2Q is equal to P plus 42. We can say minus 42 is equal to P. If you are going to bring 2Q to the right side of the equation, you're going to have minus 2Q. Is that right? So therefore, I can say P minus 2Q is equal to minus 42. So we can use these two equations now, okay, and solve them as simultaneous equations. Is that right? Okay, so let's call this equation A if we want. and call this equation B. So equation A is 2p minus q is equal to 15. Equation B is p minus 2q is equal to minus 42. If I want to solve this using the elimination method, I have to make sure that the q balances. Okay, here I have 2q, for here I have only 1q, so which means I can multiply equation A by 2, all right, and maintain equation 2 like that. So if I multiply equation A by 2, 2p times 2 will be 4p minus q times 2 will be 2q is equal to 15 times 2 is 30. Okay, for the second equation we're going to maintain that as p minus 2q is equal to minus 42. So what sign do I have to use in order to make this 0? I have to use a negative sign, okay, so that I can be able to cancel this. So let's try to see how it will be. If at all I use positive instead, that will be minus 2q plus minus 2q. What would you have? That will be minus 2q plus minus is minus, so we'll have 2q. Minus 2q would have been minus 4q, so that would not be correct. We cannot be able to use a plus sign there, because what would happen? We will not be able to cancel q. All right, so that is why we only have to use negative here, such that if you say minus 2q minus 2q, so minus minus will be positive, so that will be minus 2q plus 2q, and that will be 0. So that is the correct sign notation you are supposed to use. If this appears confusing, you can use any other method that you know to solve the simultaneous equation. So 4p minus p will be 3p, then minus 2q minus 2q is 0, so that will be equal to 30 minus 42 will be 72. Okay, so if I have 3p is equal to 72, to find p I will divide both sides by 3, so p will be equal to 72 divided by 3 is 24, so p is 24. So what do I have to do to find q? I can use any equation to find q. Okay, so if I want, I can use equation 1, which is 2p is equal to 15 plus q. So using equation 1, which is 2p is equals to 15 plus q. So what do we have for p? Is 24. So that's going to be 2 into 24 is equal to 15 plus q. 2 times 24 is 48 is equal to 15 plus q. To find q, we'll have 48 minus 15 is equal to q. So that is going to be 33 is equal to q. Therefore, q is equal to 33. So as you can see, that is it. So let's try to substitute and see whether it is correct. We have 15. P is 24, right? P is 24. Q is 33, and we have 42. So when we solve this, we are supposed to have a constant common difference. 24 minus 15 is 9. 33 minus 24 is 9, and 42 minus 33 is also 9. So it means the AP is correct. Okay, going back, let's answer the question. We have been able to find the values of P and Q. That is, we can say this is the solution for question 1. So question 2, we can say the common difference is going to be, let's say, T3 minus T2, okay? T3 minus T2, that is the same as Q minus P. So what is Q? Q is 33 minus P is 24. So 33 minus 24 is 9. That is the common difference. So we have answered question 2. Moving on to answer question 3. What is question 3? Question 3 is the 10th term. Okay, the 10th term. So question 3 is the 10th term using T sub n is equal to A plus n minus 1 times the difference. The 10th term Tn will be A. What is the first term of this sequence? The first term of this sequence is 15. So that will be 15 plus n is going to be 10 minus 1 times the difference is 9. So we're going to have 15 plus 10 minus 1 is 9 times 9. So that's going to be 15 plus 9 times 9 is 81. What is 15 plus 81? So that is 96. Okay. So the fourth question is the sum of the first 10 terms. Okay, the sum of the first 10 terms. So using S sub n is equal to n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 times the difference. The sum of the first 10 terms is going to be 10 over 2 into 2 times a is 15 plus n is going to be 10 minus 1 times the difference is 9. So 10 over 2 is 5 into 2 times 15 is 30 plus 10 minus 1 is 9. That will be multiplied by 9. So we're going to have 5 into 30 plus 9 times 9 is 81. So we're going to have 5 into 30 plus 81 is 111. So 5 times 111 is 555. So that is the sum of the first 10 terms. And that answers the question. In front of us, we have a question that reads, find the sum of the arithmetic progression 16, 21, 26, 31, 116. I know you will be confused because this is not the usual way of asking the sum of the terms. Okay? They will tell you the sum of the first 10 terms, the sum of the first 15 terms, the sum of the first 16 terms, and so on. But here, the term has not been mentioned. So actually, what the question is asking you, the sum of the terms from 16 up to the last term, which is 116. So which means we need to know the n term. We need to know how many terms are there from 16 to 116. And we can know that by using T sub n is equal to a plus n minus 1 times the difference. So the last term is 116. We know that. So using the last term, we will be able to know the number of terms in this sequence. So therefore, we can say the last term is equal to a plus n minus 1 times the difference. Okay. So the first term a is 16. The difference can be T2 minus T1. In that case, we can say 21 minus 16. And 21 minus 16 is 5. Okay, so the common difference is 5. So with this information, we can be able to know n. What is the last term? It is 116. This is equal to a is 16 plus n minus 1 times the difference is 5. So that will be 116 is equal to 16 plus n times 5 is 5n minus 1 times 5 will be minus 5. So that will be 116 is equal to 16 minus 5 is 11, then plus 5n. Collecting like terms, you'll have 116 minus 11 is equal to 5n. 116 minus 11 is 105, so that is equal to 5n. To find n, we divide both sides by 5. So therefore, n is equal to 105 divided by 5 is 21. So you have 21 terms. It means from 16 to 21 to 26 to 31 up to 116. If you should write all the terms, you will find out that you have 21 terms. So actually, the question wants you to find the sum of the first 21 terms. Okay? So using S sub n is equal to n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 times the difference. So we want to find the sum of the first 21 terms. So that will be n is going to be 21 over 2 into 2 times a. What is the first term? The first term is 16 plus n will be 21 minus 1 times the difference is 5. So that will be 21 divided by 2 is 10.5 into 2 times 16 is 32 plus 21 minus 1 is 20. That will be multiplied by 5. So we'll have 10.5 into 32 plus 20 times 5 is what? 20 times 5 is 100. So that will be 10.5 into 132 if you add 32 and 100. So 10.5 times 132, you will have 1386. So that is the sum of the first 21 terms. So that is actually what the question wants you to find. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel, like and share the video.